Hi everyone, I am Coach Guyana Smith and welcome to another episode of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory TV show. It is my pleasure to be joining you on this episode, and you can look forward to some fantastic content as you go through our episode. You will hear from Coach Premendra Parson as he speaks to you about their business masterclass, and of course be sure to pay attention to see how you can be involved or get registered for the upcoming course. Then you'll hear from Coach Upasna Modlier as she speaks about her journey as a participant in the Road to Growth program, which is a business training program for women, and now how it feels to be facilitating that program, of course telling you her other side of the story. You will then hear from yours truly as we speak about planning and its importance, and of course how you can take action to grow yourself and your business. So stay tuned and take in the nuggets.
Up next, Business Masterclass with Coach Premendra Parson.
Hi, my name is Premendra Parson. I'm a business coach with Action Coach Guyana. And today we are going to answer the question of how do I find the balance between my business and work and my personal life. Now that's a very important question that you'll need to consider as you progress through life, if it's you're building a career or you're building a business. It's so important that you understand what are the distinctions and start creating distinctions between the two. You see, for yourself, you need to take into consideration, first of all, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health as well, and also your own development. Now that's for yourself. And to be able to make sure that you separate the time that you invest in yourself and also your family. So it's finding the distinction between the two. Now, oftentimes as business owners and as persons who are invested in their work, they love the work that they do. They often get this intertwined. So it's so important that you as an individual take care of yourself. Now, you have to put aside, if it's your routine, consider putting aside time when you are invested in your physical health. It may be in the morning times you are invested in doing a workout, going for a walk, or even in the afternoons. When you look at your mental health, it's being able to have that quiet time. This is a challenge that we often have, and it's so prevalent in our society today. We all have our cell phones that causes us to be distracted and not to be present. Now think about it. When we look at our cell phone and we're at the dining table, or we're with our spouse or with our family, we're often not present. We're no longer present with them. We've taken into the chats and the messages and the social media, and we're no longer present with the individual in front of us. Mental health is a very important aspect that you should consider as well. So put aside time. Be intentional with when you invest time with yourself and also with your family. Work will always be there. But if you don't take care of yourself, how prepared, how will you function efficiently in your work life? So find the balance between yourself, your own development, your own health, and also find time to invest in your business and work. Simple tool that you can use, and this is an action item, get a diary, or maybe it's a digital calendar if you're if you're that sophisticated, and start planning out your day every morning. You can either use in the morning or you can use in the evening, but do that active activity that will help to clarify the intention to separate you, the individual, from your family as well. Be intentional today. Now, we may want to make contributions to our community as well. My advice to you is make sure that you first take care of yourself, then your family, and then you look to give to the community. You see, it's so important, or it gives so much of purpose when you look at the community, when you look at others and look to, add value to your community and make a contribution. It is something that we, in our businesses, for those of you who are in business, something that drives us. Besides our own intention and our own vision, and for those of you who are in business, this is something that will drive you to have a business that or goals that are what we call legacy goals. And legacy goals are something outside of yourselves. We go into business and we're thinking about, getting a car or getting a house or getting this lifestyle that we want. When all of that is satisfied, then what? And why do you have your business? See, ideally, your business should be a resource that it gives back to the community. And when you begin to envision yourself, your team, and the community, that this is why you set up this business, and you want to be able to have this business as a resource for the community, that is what will drive the individuals within, whether it be in your business, whether it be in the community, to see this business succeed, and making sure that it is, value. Once the old saying, or in the good book, it said, as much as you give, you will receive. So that simple principle, being able to give back to the community becomes a very, very essential principle that we should all live by. So finding the balance between yourself, your family, and the time and the resources that you give to your community is a valuable resource, or a valuable way of thinking to be able to add value to your business, to the people around you. So some action items here is create a vision. Create a vision that serves, or that tells the message that you are here to serve the community. Communicate that message, whether it be on your social media channels, whether it be in conversation and networking. You want to be able to have that message being shared widely, because what it will do, it will enroll and it will inspire not only yourself, not only your family, not only your team members, but also members of your community. So create a vision. Make sure that message is being communicated in all your channels, and make sure you inspire and enroll persons into your business.
Visit Ale & Sons in the Movietown Mall. It has hundreds of items for you to choose from at the lowest prices and from all the top brands. Get a wide range of refrigerators, washers and dryers, microwaves, stoves, small kitchen appliances, musical instruments, and home entertainment systems. Flat screen TVs, hardware items, plumbing, a huge selection of tools, speakers and amplifiers, and lots more. We offer convenient payment options. Not sure about a product? Speak to one of our professional sales associates. They will answer all your questions. Our Movietown store is larger and more comfortable to shop. You can also visit us online at www.aleandsons.com. Everything is in stock and ready for delivery. Ale & Sons, making life better one day at a time.
Camille's Academy, Inc. We are the premier provider for private education in Guyana, and through our mission, our excellent team delivers a well-balanced curriculum that integrates technology and innovation to our educational programs to inspire children to reach their highest levels of success.
Check us out at any one of our 4 locations or contact us today.
Enroll now for nursery, primary, and secondary level. Camille's Academy, Inc. Be inspired to innovate.
Discover a whole new level of engine performance. Ready for the twists and turns. Ready for the road less traveled. Ready for the unexpected. Ready for the thrill. Extreme performance. Hyundai X-Tier.
It's important to know these disc styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different, but we are predictably different.
Are you a business owner or an executive? You're a leader for a particular department and you are looking to make sure that you get a plan for your team. You have a team and you want to make sure that they are clear, they have specific outlines of what they need to do, you have a target you want to achieve. Now you may be that individual. Now how do you enroll? How do you make sure that your team is intentional with, what's the objective, what they need to do? And you may find yourself in a position that every day you have to remind your team or you have to instruct your team on what to do. They don't know exactly what's the plan. Now, putting together a plan is pivotal for every leader or departmental leader or business owner. And to be able to put together a plan, you must have the details. You must know what's your target. You must know what are the specific goal target. Now, many business owners find themselves in that position, as well as executives as well. So you'll often, what we do with our CEOs and business owners, for the past 32 growth club sessions or planning club sessions, we had the intention or the privilege of working with them so that they can put together a 90-day plan. Now, over that period, we would have had an experience or the experience of making sure that everybody has the strategies and the tools of how they can be able to pursue those goals. If you look to pursue those goals and you want to achieve your results for the next 90 days, join us at our next Growth Club planning session so that you can be intentional and you can have a plan moving forward for your team so that you can be able to achieve the results that you deserve. Join us on the 29th of June at our next Growth Club planning session. I'll see you then.
Up next, the Road to Growth experience with Coach Upasana Mudlair.
Hi, my name is Coach Upasana from Action Coach Guyana. This afternoon we'll be talking about opportunities. Now, there are so many opportunities that are out there, but you just have to know which channel to go to be able to access these opportunities. Now, the opportunities can be good and bad, but we have to analyze what it is that it would do for us. Is it alignment with our goals and objectives for us to get what it is that we want for our businesses? So I would advise you all to research them. Be able to know exactly, is this for me or is this not for me? Just don't jump at every opportunity also that is there, because it's not alignment with you. For me, how I treat opportunity is that I ensure that I ask. If there's something out there and I'm interested in it, I find out more about it. I talk to the relevant persons, do my own little market research. How is this going to help me? Is it that I have the available resources to actually be able to take this in hand, that I can be able to be part of this? I talk about it, and sometimes we all feel that talking about things is not right, or maybe someone else may steal it, but for me that's not the case. I always love to learn, to understand more. So when it is that I start on this venture, I have the details that is required for me to be a part of this. I have been part of several training sessions. I've been at liberty now of being able to be in a lot of networking and to be exposed to a lot of what is out there that I can be able to grab hold of. My younger self, I would say about 10 years ago, I certainly didn't have that opportunity. The opportunities that are available to us currently, seeing that we became an oil-producing nation, is tremendous. When I was 10 years ago, if I had possibly had the opportunity to be able to gain knowledge about what's going on, to gain knowledge in my industry, to learn more about how it is that, we can leverage and our time and leverage our business and all of that, to be able to collaborate, to help us to get to our next level, that would have been tremendous. But nevertheless, I have the chance to do so today, and I'm certainly taking these opportunities and be able to implement it to grow myself and to be the better version of myself. Now, my participants that are in my Road to Growth training, my advice to you is that these opportunities that you're getting now to be able to grow your business, to gain the knowledge, to take your business to the next level, don't underestimate it. There's several persons that are out there that would love to have the opportunity that you are having, but you were chosen to be a part of these programs. And I tell you, don't take it lightly. It is something that will take you to another level, because the collaboration that you get in networking, because it's not you alone are part of these programs, you'll be able to reach other participants who are in the same business with you or even in similar business. And what you do is that you communicate, you talk to each other. So in that way, exactly what you are feeling or the challenges that you are going through, someone else is actually going through it too. But by you talking and interacting with the others, you're gaining knowledge. And also, if it is that it hasn't happened to you as yet, as they share their challenges, at least you already know, if this challenges arise for me in my business or even to me, I know how to handle it. I wouldn't be at a loss like, oh my, what do I do? What's the next step? I will already have that information and I can go. And then you can also reach out back to the person who was actually having this challenge. Hey, what's your advice to me? How did you overcome this? So it's a matter of communicating. It's a matter of you being able to talk to others, being able to network, share your experiences. And my philosophy is, when you're in these trainings, talk. Share what is actually okay, what questions you have or what it is that you're going through. Talk about it, because you might not only be helping yourself, you're also helping someone else. Continuous training when you're a business owner is always there. And these training programs are what it is that helps you. We all don't know everything. There's always more for us to learn. There's always more for us to gain. Okay, how can I move from point A to get to point B now? Because you might be stuck in A for a very long time and you feel like, okay, I'm not growing, I'm not going anywhere. How can I get out of that? And communicating and actually continuous learning provides you with that opportunity. So, my ladies, I commend you first of all for taking this step, also to being able to take the opportunity, and I tell you to continue and look out there, see what other opportunities are there for you that you can be able to put in play for your business. To the public, those who are thinking possibly, how am I going to be able to be part of these things? I'm talking about opportunities. How can I be able to get these opportunities? Like I said, put yourself in a space that will be able to show you there. Social media is there. Use it wisely. Connect with organizations, like their pages, be a part, liking the public spaces there. There's CLDB, the Center of Local Business, Action Invest Caribbean Inc. Like our pages, follow us, and you'll be able to see what opportunities out there, and you can see what will be aligned for you. If it is that you require help, you're not sure how it is that we're going to be able to get this done, or am I sure that I have the resources or the capacity to be able to be a part of this? Connect with us. Get on to having a business coach. If you're not sure what opportunities you could take advantage of, or if it is I have the resources or the capabilities of, connect with us. Get onto a business coach, and we can be able to guide you in the right direction.
Visit A. Sons in the Movietown Mall. It has hundreds of items for you to choose from at the lowest prices and from all the top brands. Get a wide range of refrigerators, washers and dryers, microwaves, stoves, small kitchen appliances, musical instruments, and home entertainment systems. Flat screen TVs, hardware items, plumbing, a huge selection of tools, speakers and amplifiers, and lots more. We offer convenient payment options. Not sure about a product? Speak to one of our professional sales associates. They will answer all your questions. Our Movietown store is larger and more comfortable to shop. You can also visit us online at www.alansons.com. Everything is in stock and ready for delivery. ALA & Sons, making life better one day at a time.
Camille's Academy Inc. We are the premier provider for private education in Guyana, and through our mission, our excellent team delivers a well-balanced curriculum that integrates technology and innovation to our educational programs to inspire children to reach their highest levels of success.
Check us out at any one of our 4 locations or contact us today.
Enroll now for nursery, primary, and secondary level. Camille's Academy Inc. Be inspired to innovate.
Discover a whole new level of engine performance. Ready for the twists and turns. Ready for the road less traveled. Ready for the unexpected. Ready for the thrill. Extreme performance. Hyundai X-Tier.
leader, it's important to know these DISC styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different, but we are predictably different.
Up next, the important elements of planning with Coach Keon Smith.
Hi everyone, Coach Keon Smith here, and in this particular video I want to share with you on some of the important elements when it comes to planning. And yes, I know that we may have been exposed to numerous videos about planning, its elements and its importance, but then it really gives rise to why some of the old cliches and sayings around planning actually sits true today. We know one of the most famous one would be he who fails to plan is planning to fail. That cannot be more correct, but I want to just get your mind running with two more others that I came across that really struck me. And the first one is planning is bringing the future into the present. Now, while I do understand we are not able to predict the future, we can use our best guesstimate to plan for what we want that future to look like, and it takes us investing the time to do that now. The second one that really struck me is that 1 hour of planning can save you as much as 10 hours of doing. What does that mean? It means that when you invest the time to really create your plan and look at all the elements around the plan, you can really save yourself time, energy, and money. Because very often when we don't take things into consideration, we could find ourselves running around like a headless chicken, just trying to find our way. So let's take it back a step and understand why planning, first of all, is very important for a business like yours. Now, when we think about planning, we have to really zone in and focus on why is it even important. Planning is very critical and important to the success of any business and or organization. It helps us to really sit down and devise what are the objectives or the goals that we want to achieve over a specific period of time, whether that is 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, or even 5 years from now. Now, planning in itself provides direction and focus for the business, which means everyone is very clear on what are the goals and objectives we are going after. And in that way, all persons who are in the organization or part of the team know where we're heading. They understand the bigger goals that we're all going after and how everyone on the team can contribute towards achieving that bigger goal. When that element is missing, it is almost as if the vision of the organization is missing, and then persons are just doing as they feel and we're going with the flow. And we all know sometimes when that happens, we definitely don't end up where we want to actually end up. Planning is very important because it allows for, and in some cases even improves, our resource management. Because we're not like some of the larger businesses around the world that have tons of access to resources, as a growing business, it is very important for you to plan and plan effectively so that you can make efficient use of your resources. So whether those are financial resources, they're human resources, they are going to be materials that you need to use. With planning, it allows you to determine, okay, what resources do we need from those different aspects or categories to ensure that we can get this plan executed. And then it helps you to understand, first of all, do we have those resources? If we don't, then we can even start thinking about how do we get or access those resources so that we can make sure that whatever we're planning for, we can actually go ahead and execute it. Another thing about planning, it helps the company, it helps the team leaders or the leader look for and identify risk, inherent risk that may be a part of achieving the goals that you're setting. And in that case, it allows you to prepare as much as you possibly can a strategy of how to deal with those risks that may come about. Again, I'm not saying that your plan will work perfectly every single time, but it gives you a fantastic foundation to be ready to address any situation or at the situations you may plan for in the future. Yes, there are going to be things that may occur outside of that, but again, based on your knowledge, based on background expertise, I believe that maybe 80-90% of what can possibly happen, your team will think about. The other 10% allows for our ingenuity or innovation or skill set to actually come into place and really test our ability to be leaders and entrepreneurs and managers, etc. Very importantly, the next element when it comes to planning is that it provides an element of control and even aspects where work can be evaluated so that we can track and measure how the team is actually performing and how the organization is performing in line with achieving the goals that it sets. So if, for example, you're setting a sales target as one of the goals, then we'll know what do we need to do to achieve it, and we can then measure that daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, to make sure that we are on track towards achieving the specific goal that we would have set for the organization, for the company, etc., even the department. Another thing about planning, it evokes and fosters and drives innovation and creativity once the team is involved in the planning to some extent. So my encouragement, even if as an event that allows you to think about the goals, take it back to your team and make sure that everybody's on the same page, because the team might think about something that you didn't think about. They might have an idea that didn't even cross your mind, right? Because sometimes as the leaders, our thinking, as people say, might be way up there, very sophisticated, while they might be very simple, inexpensive, uncomplicated solutions to the very, very problem that we are trying to solve, and that can come out from talking to the team. And last but finally not least, planning drives. It is a catalyst for long-term success. Now, if you think about a business, think about your business, where you are today, you may have had some degree of planning involved. But in order to really zone in and hone that skill set of planning, you want to be intentional with your planning, which means, are you taking time out of your hectic schedules to sit for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, investing at least one day to plan the direction and success of your business? If you are not doing that, I can tell you, you are probably robbing yourself and your business of reaching its maximum potential, because like the cliche said, 1 hour of planning could save you 10 hours of doing. So let us think about how can we invest the time into planning for our businesses, our organizations, so that we can give ourselves a higher probability of reaping success. I am Coach Keon Smith. If you want to learn more about this and more, I'd encourage you to reach out to us. You can give us a call on 223-5583, and one of our team members will be more than happy to tell you how you can take advantage of this information and possibly even attend one of our upcoming quarterly planning session that I'm sure you'll hear about as you go along.
Up next, Brad Sugars and Jim James on how to create strong brands.
So, Jim, how do you define success?
Brad, for me, success actually is leaving a person or a place better than when I found them. You know, it's really about helping either an individual or an organization or a place to have achieved more, to have experienced more, to have a better feeling for themselves and more self-confidence, maybe more joy than they might have done before I entered the room.
Okay. So let's take a look at your area of expertise then, the branding side of things, getting noticed in business. What's success for a business when it comes to getting noticed?
Success when it comes to getting noticed is really having the right kind of customer, employee, partner approach the business owner for the reasons that the business owner wants to do business with that person. So in other words, we're getting people to come to us that are in alignment with the values that we've got within our organization. We've got someone that when we work with them as a customer or as a partner, or they come and join us as a member of the team, everybody is in alignment with in terms of their purpose and their values, Brad. That's really what I mean when I'm thinking about getting noticed, because it's not just about getting noticed, it's getting attention and recognition for the right reasons.
Yeah. Anyone can get noticed. It's getting noticed by people who want to buy from you, stay with you, be with you long term, and are good customers and build a good relationship with them. So if we think of success in your life, Jim, where do you think success became your standard? Like, when did you choose to be a successful person?
Well, you know, Brad, it's a little story where my grandfather was mowing the cricket pitch in Sussex. And someone walked by and said, thank you, Bill, for mowing the lawn. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to mow the communal cricket pitch. And I was about 8 or 9 years old in my shorts. And I wondered why he was mowing someone else's lawn, why he was mowing the cricket pitch. But the reaction on the Saturday when everyone turned up in their whites to watch and play cricket, and my grandfather was sitting there quite quietly watching, and people came up and said, thanks, Bill. We couldn't have played this match without you mowing the lawn during the week because no one else was going to do it. And I just thought, here's a man who has made a contribution very quietly, but has got a great deal of joy from what he's helped to create. And as a result, people came up to him and were really grateful, genuinely grateful for his service, his selfless service. So actually, that was for me a turning point about the value of offering quietly and not necessarily seeking anything in return, and seeing the joy that you can create for other people. So that was, for me, kind of how I started to define success, Brad, was how other people and I can enjoy a condition or a situation through work that I can do. So that was for me a kind of turning point on that little cricket pitch in West Sussex.
Yeah. Well, since then, obviously, you've thought more through this, but what is your formula, or what's the method that you think makes success happen?
I think, first of all, you've got to have a sense of where your contribution is going to be most worthwhile. Mm-hmm. And there's no point in trying to create something that other people don't want. So first of all, success starts with you knowing what kind of input, what kind of impact you'd like to make. And then you've got to find an environment or conditions that might be receptive to that. So for example, in China, when I moved to Beijing, there was an amazing British business community, but there was no celebration of what the British community was accomplishing. So I asked the chamber, I said, where are the awards? I'd moved from Singapore where we'd actually won an award. And someone said, we don't have any awards. And so we had a community and we had a situation And with what I knew how to do, that became my little cricket pitch. So I got the ambassador to be the patron. I got the embassy and everyone involved, and we created a big 400 person sit down dinner. And actually, those awards are still going. So I think you have to have a motivation. You have to have circumstances. You also have to have the community, Brad, that wants to engage in that to make that a success. And the British Business Awards are 12 years later on. So in a way, that's kind of the hallmark, isn't it, of success, when you're leaving a legacy where what you created exists well after you've left.
So when you think about creating success in your world and for your customers type thing, what is the tipping point in most cases that take people from just doing it to moving into that success realm?
Actually, Brad, it's funny. Most people, but everyone has the answer in their heart, but often their mind is holding them back. So when I'm finding success, when I'm coaching with clients, which I'm doing at the minute, for example, one of my clients, they're really brilliant at what they do, but they thought that everyone would only buy if they had a kind of a slightly corporate face. And so they were looking and feeling like everybody else because they thought that's how we do it. We have a Canva design, we have all these pictures. And the light bulb moment for this client was realizing that actually their backstory was what people wanted to buy, because that was the authentic moment. And then, Brad, we had to get them to feel confident that they could share that backstory and that other people would resonate with that. And it's just that moment where people have to feel strong enough, confident enough, courageous enough. And that's where people like, yourself and your teams at Action Coach, or where I come in and give them reassurance that actually being themselves in public is actually the right part of the strategy to building their business. And that's a wonderful thing, because then they settle into that. The enthusiasm comes because it's coming from the heart. And so they get the energy and they get the passion. So Brad, it's just that inflection moment where people start to believe in their own story being the value in the business.
Jim, I want to dive deeper into that being yourself thing, not just for business, but in normal everyday life. What is it that people, I don't know, you deal with this every day. How do we get people to have the confidence that being yourself is not just okay, it's what you're supposed to be?
I mean, ironically enough, Brad, you actually can't be anybody else, can you, really? So it's actually very tiring trying to be someone else, isn't it? And trying to, I know we're supposed to model other people and we're supposed to copy other people's habits and follow successful people. But ultimately, I think it's just also about taking the time, as I'm sure you've done, and I spent some time. I went to India for a while, for example, to spend some time, and just letting go of all the influences and just starting to listen to what really is the true self. I know it sounds a little bit rah-rah, but there does come a time when you have to kind of stop listening to everybody else and just reflect on yourself and say, who am I comfortable being? And not worrying about, will people like it? Because that's the second part. But the first part is just saying, who do I think I am? And getting comfortable with that. And I think one of the joys, Brad, of getting to be older, I'm 56 now, and I've, done 30 odd years of business on 3-4 continents now. One of the great things about successes and failures is that you kind of get comfortable with that, right? You go, okay, here we go again. I guess this is part of my journey. So a big part of it, I think, is just self-acceptance and saying that who I am is who I am. So let's look for the best parts of that. And let's amplify the best parts and use the results from that to overcome the insecurities and the anxieties as they affect us all from time to time.